nervous? Did you know that while teenagers make up only 5% of the driving population, that they're responsible for about 35% of all traffic accidents? Did you know that in the state of Illinois, 3 out of 5 traffic fatalities are caused by drivers under the age of 25? And you say you're not nervous. Well, you should be. Oh, like you, I resisted these statistics. I thought, no way, not possible. Did you know that 3 out of 4 traffic accidents happen within a mile of the driver's residence? Well, think about it. You're close to home. When you're close to home, you tend to ease up, you relax. You've done this turn 1,000 times, but that's when you have to be most careful. I guess that's why they drill us on the 5 fundamentals of driver's ed. These helpful hints are supposed to keep us alert. Like, get the big picture. That's when you see the whole situation. See what's behind you, what's up ahead. Know what your options are, and how to best keep your distance. There are other slogans. Keep your eyes moving, check your blind spot, leave yourself an out, and make sure others see you. Do these things, and the promise is maybe you won't crash. Admit you're nervous. I better be good. Months of driving classes, computer simulation, and weekly drives with Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, who takes this very seriously. It's his church. Mr. Moore, every day, a new slogan on the chalkboard. Treat children like a walking caution sign. If you love your children, belt them. But what gets me? There's this girl in my class, Becky Chandler, 6 months pregnant. She's gonna keep the child. A lot of people say, how great. But the saddest truth, she's already had more training to be a driver than she'll ever have to be a parent. It makes me wonder about our priorities as a people. And you know what else? Becky Chandler, who got her driver's certificate the same day I did, can't even parallel park.
You can't just sit there and wait for somebody else to come along, because that somebody else may not be coming. I'm not getting melodramatic. I see you ducking your responsibility again and again, and you don't believe me, but I promise it's going to catch up with you. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you. One night, 5 years ago this spring, I was driving up to see Drew when he lived in Boston. Yeah. So I'm driving along, and this drunk driver passes me. He's weaving all over the highway. I think to myself, I'm going to report this stupid son of a bitch. So I memorize his license plate number. But by the time I get to the next rest area, well, you know, it's cold out. I don't want to waste my time. It's not my problem. Somebody else will call the police and report this guy. Half an hour later, I see there's a wreck up ahead. This drunk driver jumped the median and hit another car on the other side. Station wagon. There's broken glass and slivers of chrome all over the place, flashing lights. A woman and 2 little girls, twins. They look like they were about 4 years old. Look, if you hear a voice telling you to do something, do it. Don't sit around waiting for somebody else to do it. Like I said, that somebody else may never come along.
What the fuck, Simon? It's a fucking hot dog. You don't stare at it, you eat it. People eat them every day. Millions of people. Nobody fucking dies from it. It's a hot dog, for Christ's sakes. No, don't give me the shit about fabricated beef cuts. It's a goddamn hot dog, for crying out loud. Will you please just eat it and shut up about it? Okay? Jeez. Okay, now tell me this. You ever eat pork and beans before? Like when you was in grade school, you had your little plastic tray full of food, and in the little round part, you had your pork and beans, and in the pork and beans, you had these little chunks of something in there. Red chunks. Those are hot dogs! Who ever heard of somebody not eating a hot dog before? Look, Simon, I know newlywed life is putting the strain on both of us. You're finding out things about me you didn't know before, and I'm sure as hell finding out things about you I didn't know before. But we fucking learn to compromise. We try new things and we move the fuck on. Jesus Christ, I tried 17 new positions for you last night. Will you please just eat the fucking son of a bitch and hot dog for me? There. Now that's not so bad, is it?
I just can't believe this. It's so completely bizarre. And it's not like I even liked the guy that much, you know? I just knew him, you know? But if we had been doing those speedballs last night, we could both be dead now. Do you understand how close that is? I mean, it's death. Death. It's so incredibly heavy. It's like so much heavier than like 95% of the shit you deal with on the average day that constitutes your supposed life. But it's so totally off to the side that it's completely ridiculous. I mean, that was it. That was his life. Period. The life of Stuart, a fat Jew from Long Island who sold drugs and ate steak and did nothing with his life whatsoever. I don't know, man. I feel high on fear. I feel totally high on fear. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I want to like go to cooking school in Florence or like go into show business. Oh, I could so completely be a totally great chef. It's like ridiculous. Or like an actor or director. I should totally direct movies, man. I'd be a genius at it. Like if you take the average person with the average sensibility or sense of humor, the way they look at the world or the thoughts they have or like what they think, and you compare it to the way I look at shit or just the shit I think up to say or just the slant I put on shit, there's really just like no comparison at all. I could totally make movies, man. I'd be one of the greatest movie makers of all time. Plus, I'm like so much better at sports than anyone I know. Except for like Wally and those big black basketball players, but I totally played with them, man, and completely earned their respect. And Wally was like, Denny, man, you're the only white friend I have who I can take uptown and not be completely embarrassed. Because I just go up there and I hang out with them and I get them like so much more stoned than they've ever been in their life. I'm completely not intimidated by them at all, you know?
All right, great. So let's give him a round of applause.